Well, would you see they announced a heat warning in England
Oh, really?
for this weekend? Did you see 79 degrees?
And that's a heat warning?
They said it's a heat warning.
Then that would mean on a normal day in Stone Street without AC, there'd be a heat warning for the show.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Wow. All right. Thank God we're not in England. Thank God we gained our independence.
Well, it's kind of the same. Yeah, that's right. If it wasn't for George Washington, we'd all be sweating, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a comedy show. We would be performing nowhere.
Well, we'd also have no heat.
Yeah, in the winter we have no heat, so we have to have a hypothermia warning.
Well, the reason England gives that at 79 degrees is they're like, all of our buildings are old. We can't install air conditioning. Very similar excuses to what we hear.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's bullshit. It just costs a lot of money, right?
Also, build new buildings.
Yeah, didn't you have a fucking war over there? All the buildings got destroyed, didn't you?
I think that's why they left. They keep leaving England for newer buildings.
Yeah, I would.
I would too. Also, the food. Yo.
Yeah, food is. I have experienced English food. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I never understood it growing up. They're like, oh yeah, they always went to these places for herbs and spices, and you're like, why would you go and conquer a place for herbs and spices? Then you have their food.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. You definitely. There's no flavor there. I mean, I think that's why the Pilgrims left, right? They were just like, fuck this. We got to go somewhere where there's some flavor.
I don't even know what's west of here.
Yeah,
it's gotta be better than
it's
this.
worth willing to die over than stay here.
That's right. Get my buckle hat.
Yeah.
And let's go overseas.
Yeah, 79 degrees. Let's get some real heat stroke going. Let's just go. Let's go. They must have all been dropping dead the minute they got here. Think about that.
When they got here, do we know?
I should know. I should know because I had to go to Plymouth Rock as a kid.
I went to Plymouth Rock.
Yeah.
That's not the rock, by the way.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, wow.
They just took a rock and they carved into it.
Oh, that's fucked up, dude.
Sorry to break it to you.
I thought I saw the real rock. I don't know. I got to think they were here in the 1500s, 1600s.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, what time of year did they get here?
Oh, who knows?
Do we know that?
Well, first of all,
is that recorded?
The weather in New England, it's mostly shitty. Like, they either froze to death or they got here and they're like, holy shit, it's
just
really
like
hot.
England.
Right? It's really hot. Although I think it's much colder. It's got to be colder in New
Think
England.
it's colder?
Yeah, I think
get
so.
cold? It gets 79 degrees.
I think it's colder. I mean, look, the people age just as poorly in New England and England, I have to say. So maybe it's the same. Maybe the weather is the same because I blame it on the weather.
You blame it on the weather?
I blame it on the weather and probably, in contemporary times, too much Dunkin' Donuts, probably.
Yes, no one talks about this. On the Mayflower, they had a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, they probably did. They were probably the ones who came up with Dunkin' Donuts.
The whole time, they're like, all right, I have an idea. Let's do well-priced coffee and donut holes.
So I brought... Look at these socks, dude. These are...
Oh, this is big. The gays are going to love the socks.
This is just for them, man.
The gays have been upset recently.
Why?
People refuse to show their feet / socks.
Oh, look at these socks. Look at these socks.
This guy knows how to play ball.
These are special socks. So here's the thing. I'm gonna put out a promo here. These socks I bought at a coffee shop called 321 Coffee in Durham, North Carolina, and it's in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they employ, I think they have 50 employees that have, developmental issues. And I got to tell you, best customer service anywhere. It is a staff of people that couldn't be happier to be working.
By developmental issues, do you mean like people that were born with shorter arms than normal?
I think they don't discriminate. They will take anybody.
They'll have anyone.
Yeah,
they're people just with T-Rex arms walking in.
Yeah, they just kind of we'll take anybody. And so I bought these socks. So that's the genesis of these socks.
Shout out to you. Thanks for hiring albinos.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's a place for everybody.
I would be thrown off an albino giving you coffee and be like, oh, ooh.
Yeah, this is
someone with an actual disorder. I wouldn't be as thrown off.
That would throw me off.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that would throw me off. And I grew up in New England, and people get close to looking like an albino.
It's the red eyes. Yeah.
It would be the red eyes. That would freak me out.
No, listen, a coffee shop's perfect for people with developmental issues. There's not much to do. You pour the coffee.
Which
you do your own cream? They do the what's the milk situation?
I think you do your own. I think you should do your own. Yeah, I think you do your own. Which speaks to going to a coffee shop where they can't get anything right and they don't have any issues.
That's right.
Right? Because I'm telling you, the service there, it's impeccable. It's fucking impeccable.
It's fast.
It's just great.
It's strong.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
If you need your coffee lifted.
They don't...
thrown across a room.
Good.
They could get to your stat.
Strong pours.
Strong pours.
Yeah. You don't get gypped. And it's service with a smile.
Yeah, dude.
But you can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
Right? And when they screw up my name, I don't mind.
Oh, dude, they're going to screw up names left and right.
They're screwing up their own names.
Right. Forget about writing it down.
I'm like, hey, this is great. So that's the genesis of these socks. I play ball here. These are great socks. Come on.
Shout out, dude. Yeah, dude, no one wants... I tell people, like, if you just... You'll get followers if you just put your feet up like this.
I'm just happy to show off my socks, dude. I mean...
There you go.
You
seem like a creative sock guy.
I am. I used to not be, right? I used to be the laziest person with socks. Like, I would only buy the same kind, so I wouldn't have to, like...
Gold toe?
Whatever. I mean, I used to buy the gold toe off the street fair socks.
Right, like on Canal Street.
Oh, well, when they would close the street down in New York. When they
would close the street down?
Yeah, sometimes they close the streets.
Oh, like a fair, a street fair?
A street fair.
You're buying street fair socks?
Oh, I would say the late 90s, early 2000s, that was where I got my socks.
A whole decade of street socks.
Oh, yeah. And I'd only get the same exact one. That way, with laundry, I could just throw it in one.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Now I have upgraded, and I have socks for different moods.
You have mood socks?
Oh,
like
different.
A mood ring?
I got different, it depends what I'm doing, I have work socks. I got socks if I'm going on a date. I got
You got date socks?
I got dates. I got comedy socks.
Wait, what the hell are we talking about here? What's a date sock? Let's break this down. A work sock I can understand. What's a date sock?
Date sock, it wouldn't quite be this. This is for fun. I enjoy this.
Is that a comedy sock?
Nah, not even. This is
down to the coffee shop.
This is a vanity sock.
Vanity sock?
Yeah, this is a vanity sock. It's really for this. This was like the exact perfect time to wear this.
There you go.
I have literally only worn this pair of socks one other time. One other time because I had no socks. And then I wore it and I was like, this isn't really the proper occasion to wear this sock, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Today, this is proper.
That's a fantastic
I've been walking
sock.
around. I had meetings today. I went with these.
You went with those?
I went with these.
But that's not a work sock.
It isn't. But I didn't have time to go back. And change. But yeah, date socks for sure. Women notice that shit.
Women do notice the socks.
They will rarely give you a compliment on the first date on it. But if it goes well and there's a second or third date, they're like, because they always look at shoes.
They're big in their shoes.
Right? And so you can't not see the sock. And me taking the effort of having proper socks, look, I think sometimes it's the reason I get a second date.
Really? For the socks?
It's a curious thing. They're just like, okay, because I come off the way I come off, and then they see the sock, and they're like, oh, maybe there's more to them.
Oh, okay.
Maybe there's a little more to them.
Yeah, it's at least a bit of curiosity on their side.
I didn't like them that much, but maybe there's something there.
Yeah, he had dogs on the socks.
Yeah, look at those happy socks. So, yes, I have...
And then they're disappointed, day 3, 4. Then they were like, oh, no, he just has a nice sock.
Then they're just like, those socks are never making it to my place. That's what happens. But, yeah, look, it's not so easy because the laundry, it sucks because you got to match these things up. There are days where I'm like, I could just go back to the gold toe. I should go back to the gold toe, make my life easier.
Go back to the street fair, get a funnel cake and a pair of socks.
Yeah, man. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm sticking with this. I'm sticking with it.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of hate. The new thing, and the gays could maybe confirm. I think I might have brought this up on an episode or two. If you wear, I'm an ankle sock guy. That's a millennial thing, is the ankle sock.
Well, I mean, I'll wear ankle to the gym.
Yes.
That's really it.
That's it. Am I wrong with this? Gays. Comment below.
I don't think so. I don't know what it is. It just feels weird to me if I'm not wearing them with shorts.
The ankle sock.
Yeah, I don't look. It's a weird thing. I'm not saying it's right.
Maybe you're right.
It's I don't even know when they were invented. It's in the last 20 years.
It's got to be, I would say, 2006, 2005.
I think that's when they came out.
But it's not a no-show sock. We're getting really into the weeds on the socks here, folks.
We are.
That's what the pod is.
No, but I'll wear it to the gym. That's it. I won't wear it anywhere else. I don't know why. I feel I actually get self-conscious of it.
Of the ankle sock.
Yeah, I do.
I do have a friend, James Carcietta, shout out. You don't listen. He had a girl interested in him because of his ankles.
Oh wow! What the hell? Was he got a tattoo down there?
No,
something?
Nothing.
Just what? Like strong
bones? He has a very thin ankle, very delicate ankle. He's a big guy, delicate ankle.
See again, it makes them curious. Big guy, small ankle. What's going on?
What kind of medical freak is this?
Maybe he's sensitive.
He's a little sensitive.
There you go. I mean, that's women like that. They do.
They can tell by the ankle.
I mean, they can't tell. They can project, right? And then they get to know us, and they're like, "Oh, you're all the same. You're all gold toe socks. There's really no difference between most of you." That's usually the conclusion most women come to.
Well, that's the conclusion I've had with most of them. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, look, it cuts both ways.
Just went on a terrible first date.
Oh,
what
that's
an all-time worst.
All-time worst?
It's up there, Patel.
Oh my God!
20 minutes late.
Oh, that's not
That's how
good.
we're starting here. 20 minutes
20
late.
minutes. Well, was there any messaging of?
There was messaging. There was, even though I was like, well, I forgot what time the date was. 7:30.
Was the date in your neighborhood or hers?
We're gonna get to that, Patel.
Okay.
She's like, listen, can we do somewhere around Grand Central?
Okay.
So I go, on the profile it says Midtown East. I'm like, oh, she lives around Grand Central. No problem. I was like, yeah, let's pick a place, go to Ophelia.
Oh, okay.
Nice place.
Yeah.
Shout
nice
out
place.
Nick Siganolfi, who gave me, you don't listen either.
Nice
Gave me the
place.
recommendation. Very nice place.
No, this is a nice place.
So I say, listen, meet me here, 7:30. Let's do it. She says, fantastic. Confirm with her at 6:30. Hey, 7:30 still good? Yep. 6:25. I'm in the oobs going to it. She's like, hey, going to be like 10, 15 minutes late.
Ugh.
I was like, oh, my credit card's down on this thing. I gotta show up still at the time.
Yeah.
I go, all right, I'll meet you there. 20 minutes late, 7:50. She shows up with a backpack.
Oh, a backpack.
Her hair's all over the place.
Oh, that's terrible.
Attractive girl, but her hair's all over the place. And I was like, all right, let's go through. Well, I waited, so let's do it.
Yeah. Now you're vested at this point.
I'm vested. Not jacketed. That's stupid. But she works for Uber Eats.
Which is the backpack requirement?
No, it's she is an account manager at Uber Eats.
Okay.
She upsells restaurants.
Oh, for their
on
service.
Uber Eats.
Got it.
She in North Jersey.
So she commutes out of the city.
So she keeps talking. Oh, this is gonna be wild when I tell you all this. So she's making it like she's selling chicken fingers. She's making it sound like she's selling fucking, different currencies. Like she's making it sound like she's doing this very advanced finance. I'm like, listen.
She's like the AI of food and beverage. That's how she's making it sound.
Kind of. She's like, well, these two stores are expanding. I was like, who gives a fuck? They sell mac and cheese. What are we talking about here? She's like, oh, I'm crushing quota. I'm like, what? What is quota at Uber Eats?
I don't know. So I mean, okay, so she went right into that.
It's all she's talking about. Got her MBA to do this. Where I was like, Jesus, you need an MBA
Wow. Okay.
to sell Haagen-Dazs?
Yeah, that's not maximizing the tuition you paid.
No. Oh no, I forgot what's
The
two
return
private
on that,
schools.
yeah, the return on that investment is low.
2 private schools she went to. I forgot which ones.
Private, forget it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
She's from Westchester. Don't know where. Just know she's from Westchester, which is going to come back around.
that's student debt forever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, unless she's really crushing it at Uber Eats.
Yeah.
She gets $300 in Uber Eats credits a month. Not bad.
Okay.
Good bennies. Free Ubers. She didn't tell me what the cap was there.
Can you go to Dunkin' Donuts with Uber Eats?
I think you can.
All right, so there's something.
Yeah, there's something there.
There's something. You can't get, gold toe socks, but there's something.
Oh, maybe you can. I think they stop at CVS and.
Oh man, then she's got something.
She's got. Yeah, she's offering something.
All right, I dig it.
So she just keeps talking about Uber Eats nonstop. She's like, yeah, I got laid off in February,
Okay.
and
From Seamless.
No, dude. Uber. She's making Uber Eats. It was a advertising company. She's like, it's nothing compared to Uber.
Oh
And I was
wow.
like, okay.
She should read the Wall Street Journal or something.
Yeah, what are you doing? She was like selling print ads or something. I was like, what year? You went from working in 1982 to 2024.
what's next?
What are we
She
doing?
is
here?
gonna work at Sam Goody and sell CDs. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, FYE. That's where she's working next. Was that the store? FYE? For your entertainment? Call us in, old gays.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that one. That might be a Long Island.
No, that was
store.
one. I remember 2 of them. There was one next to Funko Land. Do you have a Funko Land?
No.
Yeah, Funko Land was what's up, dude. But a lot of Nintendo games in Funko Land. But she's like, yeah, so I had to leave the city. And I was like, yeah, well, now you're back. And she's like, no. I was like,
Okay.
what? Like, yeah, I live with my mom in Westchester.
Oh, hence the Grand Central. Got it.
Oh, just like,
Got it. So for non-locals, Grand Central is where you would come in from the commuter rail.
it all started to make sense.
All right, so she's lying.
She's lying.
Yeah.
It says Midtown East on the profile. She's lying.
Yeah, about geography.
Just put Westchester. Whatever,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
there's
look.
got to be somewhere
you
in the
could
bio.
just put Westchester. Cute travels, right? If you're attractive, that travels.
Dude, I got
That
girls in
travels.
Edgewater.
Yeah, what
let's
are we
do it.
talking about? Like, if you have something to offer, then whatever. Who
And
cares
according to her
your zip
pictures, it
code?
was the body, which it seemed like it, but I couldn't really tell because of the backpack. But then she starts talking about like, oh yeah, well with my new insurance, I found out I have 3 root canals and
okay.
9 teeth missing. I was like, what are we talking
you
about
just
here?
found out you have teeth missing?
No, I mean, I
Okay.
exaggerate with the teeth missing, but she's like, yeah, I got to do 3 root canals. I got 2 cavities. I was like, wait. What are we?
What
What's
minute
going
are,
on
Yeah, what
here?
minute are you into the date at this point?
In the relationship.
Wow.
I had an ex-dater for 4 years. I had no idea what the status of her
Yeah.
dental health was. And many other things.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, let's wrap it up here. Check. Leave the building. She's like, oh, well, Upper East Side, I think you could take the 405 from Grand Central. Right? I was like, I'm taking a new lift.
Oh.
Hopped in a lift
Yeah.
and went right home.
Just stick it to her.
Yeah,
Just
she was
gonna-
walking by
yeah.
herself to Grand Central.
Taking you know what I might do? I might go hail a cab. Just to stick it to you.
Dude, all-time worst.
That's how long was the whole date?
I would say hour 15, hour and a half.
Okay, so you limited the damage, which is good.
It was
I
a
mean,
2-drink.
Yeah, but you probably knew within 15 minutes.
Yeah, I did.
It's a wrap.
I give everyone 2 drinks.
You
get 2 drinks and 3 dates.
I mean, yeah, it's always really rough when you realize 15 to 20 minutes in, like, I don't want to be here. And there's no getting out of it. There's really no getting out of it. You're committed for
Just
another.
get comfortable.
Yeah, you're committed for another hour, most likely.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Curiosity?
Courtesy.
Courtesy.
Yeah. That's all it is. It's like I imagine I've been a bad date to someone else, you know. So
I'm sure I've been a bad date.
Yeah, so it's like I'm willing to absorb that, but it doesn't dull the disappointment, right? Because you have to, when you're single, particularly in New York, because the volume of dating is high. It's very easy to date here. It's very difficult to be in a relationship.
Yes.
That's how I define that. So when you are dating at this high volume, right, and with women, they're dating even more volume than guys are. Like you, as a guy, like you have to go in with energy, enthusiasm, and effort. Like you have to go in optimistic.
Oh, I go in like I'm hosting a show.
Yeah.
I get up there, I'm like, hey, we're going to have fun tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like,
where are you from?
Exactly. You have to, or there's no hope of the date being good. Like, I believe there is no hope because you're going to have to set the mood. And when the mood gets crushed within 15...
So quick.
I mean, there's nothing that crushes the mood more than, I'm having root canal.
A backpack.
Yeah, the backpack.
When you're going to a date and there's a backpack. Let's just wrap it up.
But, like, why did she need the backpack?
Well, now that you understand, she's going from Westchester to Grand Central to Fidei. That's where the Uber office is, I learned. Fidei to North Jersey. You're banging around North Jersey
I guess
all day.
You need sundries. You need food.
You don't need food. You're for Uber Eats. You get $300
yeah,
in credit.
True. That's true. I mean, you need your shit with you. But yeah, that's not good. You were misled. Then she's out of her mind a little bit.
A little crazy. Crazy. I don't know if I'd say crazy,
she's
but...
not crazy, but her sense of proportion is wildly off.
Yes, I will agree with that.
Right? And when someone else's sense of proportion does not match yours, it's like the fucking, the funny mirror at the carnival, right? It's just like,
yes.
What the fuck is this? Like, how are you on such a different frequency than me? And, well, it's not so how are you on such a different frequency? Are you noticing the difference here? Do you think she had a bad time? Like, if you followed up.
Well, she didn't follow up.
Yeah, but, like, if you followed up, would she had said, yeah, let's meet up again?
For a second date, maybe, and then probably after that, no. Realistically, that's where I saw that going.
Okay, it would have burnt out on its own.
And I didn't want to spend more money on her.
No, you can't. I mean, look, it's like you can't. And it's the time. And then, like I said, it's the actual act of being optimistic and going into these things.
Yep.
Is how much optimism do you have per month for dates? I have a limited amount of inventory, and I'm like, I
got Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
You can do Tuesday nights.
Because it's like you go on these and it's weird, and it's so weird. It's like a whole, like, how there's like stages of grief. Right? People are like, there's stages of going on a date where initially you're super excited, and then you're like, now you've cyber stalked the person and you've made all these conclusions. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Then the day of the date, it goes back and forth for about 20 minutes. I hope she cancels. I hope she doesn't. I hope she cancels. I hope she doesn't. And then you get in the car to go there. Because I have to take a car there because I'll sweat on the
You're
subway.
preaching to the choir,
I'll
sister.
start sweating. So now I'm already in the deficit here going there. And you're like, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. And then she walks in and then you're like, I don't know. You don't know what's coming, and then if they come in with the backpack, it's over.
I know.
It's over.
I don't know if I'm gay with this. I rarely get excited about a date.
I make myself excited about it.
Huh.
I will.
Okay.
I will artificially flavor the excitement. I'm always, I'm pretty cynical by default.
Yes.
Right? So I have to overcome that. I feel like if I don't, I was like, there's no purpose in going. There's really no purpose in going. If I don't go in here where I feel like this is going to be a good time, I'm just not going to go. I will hope that's when I hope that they'll cancel.
I've seen you on the way to a first date before. You've never been excited.
Yeah, well, that's because it's always during a show that I'm leaving, right? Like when I'm leaving Stone Street, it's we're dealing with so many operational challenges there, And the one thing I really want to do after that show is just get a drink with friends, you, whoever's on the show, relax. Now I'm all amped up and I got to go on a date.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this feels more like of a task. But I will, look, I listened to Return of the Mac in the ride up there.
Okay.
And I get in the mood and I'm like, all right, you're going to do this. You're going to fucking do this.
So it's on the way. It's in the car. You're like
yeah.
a high school athlete.
Yeah.
On the way to the game. You're in
yeah.
the bus. Okay.
Yeah, I got a date face.
You got a date face?
I got a date face.
DF.
I do. I got a date face. There's no question about it. I feel like I'm a good first date. That's why when I do say, hey, I had a good time, you want to meet up again. When they say no, I take that pretty personally.
Really?
I do. I actually do. I'm not going to pretend that
I find it relieving. It's like, oh, thank God.
Oh, no, I'm pretty
I don't want to either.
No, I'm pretty fucking pissed.
Huh?
Because I'm just like, who else is picking socks? What fucking guy are you going on a first date with that is picking socks, listening to Return of the Mac, bringing cruise ship director type energy? You're not going to give me a second date?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You're doing cruise ship director energy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you're moving a lot.
No, I'm there. I'm present. I'm engaged. And I'm like, so you're not, this wasn't enough for a second date?
You ever been on a great bad date? I've been on some great bad dates.
I mean, some that were kind of just.
Like you both knew? I
feel like we both knew. Yes. I went out on a date with an actress who just kept saying, I would be like, I was at a place that closed on 57th Street. It was this Thai restaurant. God, I can't remember. Le Colonial. It's not open anymore.
Interesting. Okay.
They have one in San Francisco, second floor. It's like this retro design upstairs. And she just kept saying, I'd be like, oh, you want to get the spring rolls? That feels right. Let me think.
That feels right?
And then she would pause and be like, yeah, that feels right. And I was like, what the fuck?
What does that, what?
She just kept doing that over and over. And I just found it, I thought it was, I was entertained by it, but it was because she was an actress and I guess like she has to feel the fucking room or whatever.
Spring rolls? You're at a Thai restaurant. That feels right.
Yeah, everything.
It'd be weird if you ordered spring rolls anywhere else.
Yeah, but it'd be like, I would, what kind of wine? And she'd be like, Pinot. And then she'd pause and be like, that feels right.
She said that feels right after everything.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. And she was just so dramatic. And she was almost sitting as if, constantly shifting and sitting as if she pulled her hamstring.
Did she?
No, I asked.
Oh.
I was like, is your leg okay? She's like, yeah, it feels fine. And I was like, okay. All right.
It feels right.
Yeah. I've had absurd dates. I've had absurd ones. I've had one where she was like, we were talking and her phone didn't ring, but somebody was calling and she's like, oh yeah. She's like, can I take this? I was like, yeah, go for it. And she's like, yeah, sorry, that was my husband. And I was like,
hold the phone.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, well, that's what I said. That was exactly what I said when I was like, wait, I'm sitting here and I'm like, she's having a conversation with her husband. She's announced that she has a husband.
She's like, she looked at the phone and said, oh, it's my husband. I got to take this?
Yes.
No.
Yes. And then she got off and I was like, so like, she was trying to like, go back to the conversation.
We can't go back to the...
Yeah, that's not fucking
to
happening.
where we grew up?
Yeah.
What are we doing here, lady?
Yeah, like, what? I was like, I was telling you about my immigrant parents. Like, what the fuck? What's going on now?
I was doing my A material.
Yeah, I was pulling it all out here. And I was like, you got a husband? And she was just like, oh, yeah, sort of, yes. I was like, there's no sort of, yes.
Sort of,
I was
yes.
like, is there a piece of paper that says you're legally married to this person? And she was like, well, we're not really together. And I was like, okay, are you separated? And she's like, we are, but we live together. And I was like,
wait.
I was like, are you...
How good's that rent?
I was like, what are you talking about? Well, that was a big part of it.
I would imagine.
That was a big part of it. They were in a rent-controlled apartment.
I get it.
And so that was her reasoning. And I was like, well, you know, you're going to pick up this check. And I'm going to leave. Because, this is insane.
Where'd you meet? This is an app date? This was main course date?
This was off a dating app.
Yeah.
And it was, I think I can't remember the name. It was on 55th between Broadway and 6th.
You really tried to keep it between the 3 streets.
What, dates?
55th, 57th.
No, she was coming from work. So it was like, I will. That's why, again, I'm a good first date.
I'll go wherever you want to go.
You tell me the neighborhood, I will pick the best possible venue in that location. Yeah, no, that was a wild one. It wasn't necessarily fun, but it was interesting. It was interesting because in her brain, this made sense. I mean, she was so casual about, I got to take this. It's my husband.
That's the thing. Just say, hey, I got to take this.
Yeah. And so when I was replaying this in my head, I was like, was she having such a bad time that she said that in order to end this? Because the natural reaction of any sane man would be like, yeah, I'm out of here. But it was 10, 15 minutes in. So
into the date.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my shortest date. Shortest date ever.
That's fair. I think to her it's so not like, oh, this is my husband.
I think that's what it is.
It just slipped.
Again, so that's somebody who has such a different sense of proportion. In my brain, that's a big deal. In her brain, it's a small deal. I don't know if either one of us is more right or more wrong.
No, you're right.
But I feel like you shouldn't be dating until you don't live with him.
I never understood why it takes so long.
I think
Is that a legal thing?
Yeah, I think the actual I'm not legally married to this person. I think there's paperwork and there's all types of things to unwind. That I can understand. And just like, I don't live with him. We live separate lives. It's just paperwork, which is what I thought would be the explanation when she said, "Oh, this is my husband."
Right.
And then it was the opposite of that explanation.
Huh.
And that was by far my shortest date because I was like, I'm not gonna humor this.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
What is this?
And there wasn't, oh no, but I'm moving out soon. It was no, we're gonna.
Oh, there was no urgency.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? I'm like, you're just gonna do this? Like, this is weird. Goodbye.
How long was it going on for the separation? Did she say?
Oh, I didn't
new separation?
Nah, I was wrapping this thing up. So
yeah, you're putting a bow on it.
When I heard the critical pieces of information, I tagged the wait staff, and I was like, yeah, check.
Yeah, we got you were sitting down.
Yeah, we were sitting down at the bar, and it was like one kind of a bar. It wasn't one that had like a bartender. It was somebody who was serving you because it was like the back bar.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember the name of this place, but so I was like, coincidentally, he was walking right by, and I was like, yeah, we'll get the check. I don't even think I mean, I drink pretty fast. Pretty sure there was still a little bit left in my glass. That's how.
Yeah, you got to get out of there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not staying. But you're right. In retrospect, it was interesting. It was a waste of time because 55th Street's pretty far for me.
It's not close.
No. And I was like, screw it. I'm going to take the subway back. I'm not spending more money on this excursion.
Yeah, you could subway back then.
I had great socks on, too.
I could imagine. Big date.
Yeah.
Tall woman?
She wasn't short. She was not short.
Seems like a tall woman thing to do.
Yeah, she wasn't. I wouldn't describe her as tall. If she robbed a bank, it wouldn't be like a tall woman robbed our bank.
Right. She's in my head. It's a tall, curly-haired woman.
No, brunette, straight hair.
Well, we'll be right back. That's what it is. I got drinks with this one girl right here. We had one drink. I was like, I always do a 2 drink. You want another? And she's like, I think I'm good. I was like, perfect, me too. Let's get a check. Let's get out of here. I'll see you never.
Yeah.
This is great. You work in HR at a hospital? I'd rather kill myself. Let's wrap this up, and I'll see you never.
So have you been going on a lot of dates?
I try to do one every Tuesday night.
Oh, so you're on a schedule.
Because I wake up early for the gym every other besides Wednesday. So Tuesday's my night.
But you have a dating regimen, it sounds
I try to.
Okay.
I didn't have one this week. Like yesterday, I had the bad day was the week before.
Got it.
I would say I hit like a 50%.
All right. And these are mostly dating app dates.
You know, almost exclusively.
Got it. Yeah, I've been very much in the last few years moved away from it.
From the apps.
Yeah.
Listen, I'd like to, but where am I meeting people?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult because you really have to be, either it's through people you know or it's just the...
I did that when I first got out of the relationship. Dated a lot of girls I knew.
Okay.
And ran through them pretty quick.
Okay.
In hindsight, I should have really stretched that out. But, yeah, now it's just all dating. Got a big update for you. And maybe the listeners, for those that have been keeping score, how long do we have for the regular app? We got a few. I think I could fit it in. The girl I used to work with, we don't say names here.
Okay, I know exactly. I know
we don't say names.
I know it.
But I know. I haven't even said it on the Patreon.
I know it.
I've been so down with these Hinge dates. I was like, you know what? Let's reach back out.
Oh, like an addict. Oh,
like
my God.
Like an addict, Patel. So I hit her up. She had an Insta story up.
Okay.
On Saturday, I guess, Sunday afternoon.
Stop following this person.
Listen, can you let me tell the story?
Okay.
So I sent a message. Laughing face sends a message back. A few hours later, I sent something back. No response. Not only was I not left unseen, it said it was left unsent. She never even opened it, but she kept looking at my story. Do you know what I did last night? I unfollowed.
All right. Good job.
This is the season of unfollowing. I unfollowed like 20 different girls after that.
I will not follow more than 450 people.
Interesting. Why is that?
I just don't see the need.
Okay.
What's the point? Because I'm like, I'm not going to.
But when you're at 450, you want to follow someone. Do you drop someone? Really?
Yeah. I go in and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to know this person.
That was my thing. I was going through stories. This is what I think's weird. Because I thought about making it a bit, but I think it's too complex, at least in my brain. Where it's like, I was looking at a story of a girl who used to blow me sophomore year. And it's a picture of her with her kid at the beach. I'm like, why do I need to know who you are?
You don't. Honestly, I look at it, mathematically, I should go down to 365, right? Because in a year, yeah, it's in a year. If I could see every single person I know once in a year, I'd be very happy with that, right? That's a nice thing.
Yes.
So, like, why would you need more than 365, right? And so I'm at whatever I'm at, but like, yeah, I routinely go through it, and I'm like, what's the point? This is all noise, and I don't really know these people. The people that I follow are the people that I'm interested in their lives, and I hope for good things.
Right.
That's it.
I still hope for good things with her and the 20 others I unfollowed.
Yeah.
I don't care, though, if I'm not involved.
Exactly. If once you're indifferent, what's the fucking point?
Why am I in your living room? Like, why? You don't want to talk to me, yet I'm in your living room via your story.
Exactly.
I should know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah, I get because we run Stone Street, I get comics that follow me. I don't follow them.
Oh, I never follow. No, that's a whole separate bag
I'm
of
like,
hammers.
I don't even know, like, whatever. You can't even pronounce my fucking name correctly. Why am I going to follow you?
Well, some can neither of the hosts, but
there's a very small percent of hosts that can actually do it.
Yep, no matter how much I tried to explain.
And that I say my name in my sets.
Yep, they still go. I'm going to say it how I
have a whole bit where I say my first name 3 times, and yet they have not picked up on, oh, yeah, I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly.
No, they have no idea.
No, because minutes later, when they come up on stage, they're like, give it up for Mehul.
Yep, every time.
And I'm like, well, okay, clearly not listening.
Nope, I have no interest in improving.
No.
But we're working on it. But Yeah, I don't know. That's my whole new thing.
So look, you've unfollowed her. Do you feel a sense of relief? Do you feel like your life is lighter now?
Life's lighter. I have been checking my followers to see when one drops.
Okay.
So like, when is she going to notice I've unfollowed?
All right. Well, that'll be a kind of... Is that going to be a sad day or a victorious day?
It's more just like I'm waiting.
Yeah. But there will be a day where she likely stops following you.
As she should. She should have never followed me in the first place.
You know? And so do you think that you'll be like, I'm talking about the person that you work with.
I'm aware.
Yeah. And so you'll have no emotion at that point.
I mean, what are we doing here?
It's a fair question.
Like, what is this? I keep making moves. You don't reciprocate. Why'd you follow me in the first place?
She's just not a move maker. She's just a move collector.
She's a move collector.
Yeah, she likes,
She's a black hole of moves.
Yeah.
She just collects moves.
She doesn't even like flirting, right? Yeah. She likes the sort of the pre to the flirt.
She likes, I was explaining it to my buddy last night, James Carcietta, who we alluded to earlier. Maybe we'll talk about this when we get to the page because we're almost done with the regular episode. The tension's the best part of this.
Well, that's created from, I believe, The Office.
That was a big factor.
It's a big, big factor because, and we've talked about this before, because I've had friends who are like, come out for drinks. It's our happy hour. Meet Nicole. You got to meet her. She's super hot. Like I want, I'm into her. And then I meet Nicole, and I'm like, Nicole looks like she should be on Interview for a Vampire. I was like, what are you talking about? She's only attractive amongst your cubicles. And it goes both ways. I've had another friend. She was like, I want you to meet John. And I was like, John is fat and gross, and you've put me in the friend zone for this guy, this fat bastard, this guy who looks grotesque, and it's just because it's The Office. You're just like, I don't care what anybody says. You're in the office with other people. You're heterosexual, and I'm like, of course, I don't care if the woman's attractive or not. I'm thinking about, what would it be like to be in bed with this woman? That's just a fact. So it's The Office, bear goggles.
It's Office. Well, now we've kind of hurting my feelings on what my taste of women is, but
it's all of us do this.
It's all of us do it.
I do it.
But it's also, you're there, you're at a happy hour, she's like rubbing your shoulder. Tension. It's like just enough, not like literal tension. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She stands way too close to you when she doesn't need to.
Yeah. Well, what I will say, objectively, she is attractive.
All right. I'm back.
Yeah. I will say that. She is objectively attractive. She is. And so, it is the tension. And maybe that's what she likes to build up the tension.
She was great at building up tension. Maybe still is. I don't know. Haven't seen her in a while.
I don't know. That's...
She's a bit autistic. I do think that plays a factor as well into this.
Yeah, she could be. I don't know. She didn't... I remember she did not like my answer to her question.
Yeah, no.
She didn't, about the 3 people.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
She was so turned off by it. I can't... I think she kind of looked at you and was like, I can't believe this is somebody that you are friends with. If she was that disturbed by the answer.
She never hooked up with me. So, we're done, sister. We could keep... Yeah, we hit 45 minutes. We're going to switch over to the page, folks.
All right. Let's do it.
This is where we get wild.
Capitalism. I love it.
Yeah, dude. And we're making the switch. But I also got to take a piss. I'll be back.